Yo, 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 check in. Section 104, we live again with another Section 104 podcast. To my far left, always, I got my boy.
Oh, I'm in here.
Chucky Charles, y'all.
Yeah, you can't do it without me. You can though.
Oh, my bad.
Come on, fitness.
Yeah.
I'm his big bro still.
I'm about to say, I got my big bro.
Your big bro.
I got my big bro next to me, you feel me?
Little five, though.
Lil Five?
Yeah,
We got the
big
2
five.
fives in the building.
We gonna
right
say the
now.
5 fives in the building.
Fives in the building.
We gonna say the
Fives in the
5
building.
5 in the building. My boy Alvis Lawson. And I ain't gonna lie, he go by many names, but we gonna call him Alvis Lawson
That's
right
real.
now.
Yeah.
That's
We
real.
bring him in. You feel me?
What's up, y'all, man? Happy to be here, man. My brothers, man.
Yeah.
Chuck Hound and my main man, Big Five. Man. I'm so this has been long overdue. I'm just happy to be in y'all presence, man. With our main man Rob behind the ones and twos.
Shout out to
man.
Bob behind the camera.
Yes, sir. We in Supreme Fit too. Oh, and I feel good.
Yeah. So if you hear a voice coming from behind the camera, that's my main man Rob. You know he like to ask some questions too.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's
That's for the
real,
people
man.
at the crib.
That's real, man.
Yeah. So we gonna jump straight into it.
Yeah, let's
You
get
get what
into
I'm saying?
Okay.
We gonna talk about your upbringing a little bit first. Right?
Oh man.
You gotta tell them about Lil Arvis, man.
You talking about young Arvis?
Yeah, how it started out for you. What got you into sports? I know what sports team you played for. I know
Hold
you
on,
played.
before you start, I want to send my condolences because I did not know that you lost your grandma at 12.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
thank you,
I'm going to
man.
send my condolences
Thank
there because I know we starting off in a childhood. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
facts. So it's so funny though, man. And to your point, like my grandma was a key component in my life. My mom, we dope. She was dope, but you know she had me young, so she was figuring out how life. And me being a parent now and being older, I truly understand the growing pains of doing your best with trying to raise kids, you know what I mean? Because I turned around and had a kid at the same
young
age
age,
that she had.
yeah.
So me and her got a real found respect with each other. So I thank you for having me at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, my grandmother was the rock, man. My grandma saw something in me. My grandmother saved my life when I was born because my mom had me. I was literally born into shit, you know what I mean? Like, my mom ain't know what she was doing when she went into labor. I'm a true homeboy. I was born at my 9420 Little River Boulevard, right? I could see Central in my backyard.
You was always going to be a rocket.
It was just destined.
Yeah, truly,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I watched Najee Davenport walk past my house every morning, strapped with his book bag, you know what I mean?
Shout out to Najee.
Walking on his toes with these big old calves. I used to just bother him, and he adopted me as his little cousin, man. So, one of the things that I always wanted to play football, but it was kind of rough because again, my grandmother, she was on dialysis. She used to work for the banks on Miami Beach, so I used to go to work with her. But I wanted to be out there, so I just used to go to every hood and just and ball out. Like I developed my skills, you know, like most kids do in the trenches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the hoods.
Yeah.
I really ain't started playing organized football until after my grandmother passed. Actually, when I got taken in by a great man named Lawrence Crumpton. Crump was amazing in Brown Sub. I grew up in Robin Hood for a while, and I ended up moving to Brown Sub. My mom was, again, like I said, she was young, so she used to just do things that's just throw me off. But for whatever reason, they had a lot of faith and confidence in me because I figured it out. I had to figure it out early. So I always was, you know, either selling watermelons, working at the sub shop, the whole plaza. I was addicted to Jordan, so I knew, you know what I mean? And just like any other kid.
Had to keep them J's.
I wasn't worried about getting picked on in school because all I did was fight anyway.
Yeah.
Which brings me to how I got into like a lot of things is every time I got in a fight, they would put me in programs like Jessica and everything. And they would just enhance my skills. They'll put me in karate, they'll put me in boxing, they'll put me in things that just like
Physical.
aggression. Like y'all know this ain't helping, right?
Yeah.
This just gonna make it worse.
It is, but it ain't.
Yeah, it's making it worse when I get back to school.
Yeah,
I know moves now.
When I get back.
All this stuff, you feel me? So, like growing up, but nonetheless, I was always a galvanizer. Like I always brought hoods together. I used to break boundaries when people just wanted to stay in the box. I would just go. You know what I mean? I would just walk everywhere. I still walk now to this day, but I would just walk everywhere. I would walk to y'all hood. I would walk to over town. I would walk to the city. I would walk everywhere. I was fearless at the end of the day. I wasn't worried about nobody doing nothing to me. I was more so just trying to escape being bored.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't want to be bored. I didn't want to be stuck in a box. So that's pretty much how I grew up. A matter of fact, I just left another Joyce, man. Happy birthday, Joyce. She was like my neighborhood mom. She literally like brought me into her home, and they was from Belize. And she had a bunch of kids. Like I literally just left from over there to come here. And I hadn't seen her in some years, but we used to be like 6 deep in this little old room. I was just standing in the room. I could touch both walls. But one thing we had love. So I saw love from different perspectives growing up. But nonetheless, I still was angry because I kind of still wanted what other people had, like that family.
That family, yeah.
You know what I mean? Not understanding that I was creating family.
And you had that.
Yeah, I always had it, but I thought the family matters.
Ideal family, mom, dad.
Bingo.
That's what you were
the stuff
looking
that I
for.
saw on TV, good times, family matters. You know what I'm saying? That Full House, that type of stuff, like imaginary things. Like I want that too. But nonetheless, I had it in a bigger capacity because I had it in every neighborhood that I went into because somebody always let me in the house. Somebody always allowed me to spend the night. Somebody always fed me. Somebody always did something for me. So honestly, my childhood was wild and weird, but nonetheless, it was awesome.
Do you feel like that matured you faster? That made you grow up a little quicker?
Oh, did it, boy.
With your upbringing?
Yeah, it did, man. It actually did. Like, a lot of people thought I was older than what I was, you know what I mean? Especially when it came to, like, women and stuff. Like, women be pedophiles, too. Where the camera at? Right there. Like we always think it just be the men. Women be pedophiles, too.
I mean,
man.
we be seeing on the news that a couple teachers
all them teachers be messing with the boys.
It don't always be the man.
Man, I've been through all that, bro. So, and then I think as a child, not having nobody to protect me but me. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't had no big brothers. I ain't had no big cousin I could run to. It was obvious. So I always had to make sure I was on point. Well, it was law. Law was the person that protected Obvious. You know what I mean? Obvious is what y'all see today. The calm, cool, peaceful, finding itself. This is Obvious. You know what I mean? But Law was a monster.
Law was a menace.
Yeah, Law. On the field and off the field, boy. He was getting active.
I ain't gonna lie, Law was my guy, though.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
I love you now.
We was Smash Brothers back in the day.
For sure.
So I got a 2-part question, right?
Anything.
Because you say, you was going through real life things when you was younger, but you always wanted to play ball.
Yeah,
right?
facts.
So when did you start playing ball? And I'm gonna say football because a lot of people
organized football.
Organized football.
Okay.
And is that the only sport you played, like youth activities?
No, like I said, I always did. I always would dabble in everything, especially like in like summer camp. I was good at baseball. I was good at track. But I was always big. And then, back in the days, they had weight limits. So I was fast, but I was big. So Crump, Lawrence, he took me to North Day. He's still young.
YFL back in the day.
Yeah, YFL league, them Bulldogs. So he took me to them Bulldogs. And when I played for the Bulldogs, when I first got there, I was just calling everybody out. Like, I'm like, who is who?
Yeah.
And that's Quan.
Oh, you moving like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my boy Ron say you was like that. He say he used to call you Taz or something like that.
They called me Roly Poly at first. I ain't like that name. They called me Roly Poly, dog. I ain't like Roly Poly at all because they called me fat when I came back that next year. Yeah, I was just law. Yeah, like big law on top of that. It was big in front of that.
Yeah.
Because I had done trimmed up. I used to go work out in leather pants, bro. I can't make this up, bro. I caught the bus to Westland Mall and had got me some ankle weights so I could get faster. I ain't really have no shorts like that, so I always was fresh. Yeah. So my shorts was all leather. I used to be in love. Anybody know me from back there? I had every color: blue, red,
so
green.
you working out in leather pants?
Yeah, getting active though. Like, you feel me? Ain't playing running back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Playing DB, like really getting active. So that was one of my things, man. But my passion was always boxing. Like my mom stayed over town. So Coach Ali, shout out to Coach Ali. Coach Ali used to, that was like, I wanted to hit stuff. Like I always wanted to hit stuff. I was always angry, bro. I was always angry, and the way that I could let off my anger was just punishing something else, you know what I mean? Especially and not get in trouble for it, because when I did it in school,
there was always some consequences behind it.
I don't want that created the 3-day rule.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, they used to suspend you for 1 day and let you come back. They were like, man, fool be tripping, man. Ask Dr. Gallen. Dr. Gallen know.
I was on the 3-day rule too.
See?
So.
See what I'm saying?
So where you feel like all that anger came from? All that aggression came from?
Again, bro, like, not understanding life for real, trying to understand life at a young age, trying to figure out life, and having nobody really like
to show you that,
like talk to me, like because back in the days, it used to be more so of do as I say and not as I do, but I'm paying attention to you. You know what I'm saying? Like you on dope, you a womanizer, or you manipulator, I don't want to do none of this.
Exactly.
Like you telling me, I'm watching you though. Actions speak louder than words. So you would tell me one thing and then you would do another, and that would frustrate me because I ain't understand why you would lie to me. First and foremost, I ain't even ask for this. I got other stuff I gotta do. I gotta go sell watermelons to help my grandma, because my grandma was on dialysis. So, and again, I wanted Jordans and Nikes and all this stuff. I had to provide this for myself. And thinking in that manner, it's like, dang, I gotta do all this stuff, and ain't nobody helping me. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these kids these days, we got a lot of phenomenal parents when it comes to physical support, but they suck when it comes to like emotional support, like really trying to get the understanding or building confidence in the kids. They want to shield them, and I can see where they go wrong at. You know what I mean? And that right there made me angry because I felt that I could, like, I deserve more. You know what I mean? Not understanding the path that God was paving for me. I was more focused on, like, why not me? You know what I'm saying? Instead of why me.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I feel like that goes through a lot of kids' mind that's growing up in that type of situation.
Fully agree.
Yeah. So, like I said, you go by a lot of names.
Yeah,
right?
Tarzan.
I was about to just say, where that one came from?
Oh, so Tarzan came
Tarzan, because that's when I met you.
Yeah.
That's when I knew about Tarzan.
So Tarzan came because, shout out to Copa Checo, man, one of the greatest men. So Copa Checo was one of the guys.
Bigger, faster, stronger program.
Yeah. Stick it in the dirt. So Copa Checo, man, like, was one of the first people that I connected with, like, real close when I got to Central, man. He was our defensive coordinator. Spanish dude out of Hialeah, man, he was the Tasmanian devil, man, and he took to me. So like he saw it in me. You know what I mean? Like, I knew I had it, but he saw it in me. Like even before we got into gear, Chuck, you could contest, right? And he had a son. His son used to come out to practice with him. And his son looked up at me. You know, I had my dreads was longer now. We getting back there. So my dreads was longer then. And he used to be like, man, Daddy, wow, man. You know who? He Tarzan. And then Coach Reddick's like, oh, that's his name. I'm like, stuck. That's my favorite movie. As a kid, like, I love cartoon movies, so that was my favorite movie. Tarzan grew up like me. I grew up that's how I felt. Like, I grew up in the jungle. I grew up without parents. I grew up with the wild. I grew up around the traps and everything else. Like, I had to help my own, figure my life out just like Tarzan. So, spiritually, it spoke to me, so it fit me. And I knew then that, this is what it's going to be. So, Tarzan, one of the coolest names. When people call me now, I be like, they know that version of me.
Yeah. When you get called by a certain name, it's like, okay, you know me from this part of my life.
Yeah, like Lawson. People call me Lawson. They usually from Kansas City. People call me Junior. They usually from the sub, because they always call me Junior because of Crump. Yeah. Jamal was from the neighborhood. That's my middle name. That's the family name, really. So it be confusing to a lot of people when they try to keep up. You know? But Arvis is my given name of my grandmother, man. It means friend of the people. So that fits me to the core.
Yeah. All the way. All the way.
That's real now. Rob can contest. Man, Rob been boys since forever, man. Like, for real, like if you love me, I love you back, man.
I was just gonna say that. I met you as Arvis. That's how I was introduced to you, as Arvis. But everybody around us used to call you Tarzan. I'm like, what the fuck?
Who was that guy?
Who was that? That's how I met him, man.
I used to be in Rob crib, man. I just told you, people let me in their house. I used to be at Rob crib all the time, man. Cause
stay around the corner.
Stay around the corner. I got adopted by Terrence Rollins, his family.
T-Row.
That's the first time I ever had my own bed and own room, to be transparent. That's the first time I ever seen a family. I ended up manifesting Family Matters. Like that's the first time I ever seen close knit family, mother, like
Father.
together. I was like, whoa, this is pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Got
like
siblings,
discipline, all type of stuff going on. Like I ain't have no discipline. At all. We used to bump heads all the time.
Yeah.
I ain't like to be told what to do. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna do it anyway. I got in trouble a lot for that. But nonetheless, though, I understood the love in it. And as I could say, when I came home, I was able to see all my brothers together. I'm talking Rob off in the stands, boy. Rob was right next to me. I'm like, FanIt, boy, FanIt. I know you like, what the fuck? What, nigga?
we gon' most definitely get there.
We gotta go back a little bit because
we
you
do.
already done jumped up to Central. You gotta talk about your time at
I'm about to-
CC because I mean you've been in 2-story programs.
Yeah,
like,
that's fact.
I was gonna
two of the
add
biggest high schools in the city.
That's real nice. So when I got a reason why I went to Carol City because my best friend at the time, Anthony, he changed his name. It's Lewis and Davis.
Yeah.
So when I met him, it was Davis. Yeah, Davis, and then he changed it. It might have been Lewis. I don't even know now, but he changed his name. But that was my guy, like in middle school, and then he became friends with Kenny Phillips. He became friends with Kenny Phillips. Kenny Phillips. I ain't even like him. Like I checked him the moment I met him, but it brought us closer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go that aggressiveness.
Yeah, because he had something that I love.
Yeah.
He had Ant. Like Ant was my guy.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
I fought my whole hood behind this dude. You know what I'm saying? So I told Fool straight up, like, and he played for Bunch Park on top of that. So I really ain't like him. Like, and I bagged him on the 1 yard line. They gave him a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, cause we played at their park.
His old pressure.
And he knew he ain't score. They called it a touchdown. So I was like, oh, you a mark. So you know, we got on the phone. We was just bantering on the phone. But then when we met in person, I was like, this nigga tall, but I beat him. And I walked off on him. And when he had a funny story, he be like, man, I don't know why the dude's so aggressive. But he wanted to punch me in the back of the head, let him tell it. He wanted to punch me in the back of my head, but he knew Ant was my man. He didn't know if he was going to get jumped or not, but I'd have beat him. I ain't need no help. I ain't never need no help, man. These things for real, boy. You heard me.
I ain't gonna lie, it threw me off because when we played y'all JV, and I'm like, yo, what are you doing here, bro? Like, why are you at Carol City?
That's really y'all manifested that.
It was a true story, though. I really said on the field.
Tell him what happened, Chuck. Like,
I want to hear the transition.
So the transition. First and foremost, Chuck, the only person. No, he ain't. He the first person that I made me say, oh shit, like in the game. What happened, Chuck?
Okay, so I mean, we playing Carol City at Carol City. And you know, they had a nice little team. You got Law, you got Ricky Jean, you got Mo P, you got Kenny Phillips. Like, team was stacked.
Yeah, we were gangster.
So, you know, we got the ball first.
Yeah.
You know, so
I had just bagged Taylor first before we get to you.
And
I smacked in the chest.
So I'm like, I can't let it. We ain't finna do that today.
Yeah.
So, you know, next play is my play. We got 32 dimes. Here come Law.
Cheating up.
But he in the wrong hole. I'm like, ooh, I'm finna go home. He in the wrong hole and he blitzing.
I'm gone.
It's open. So he said, "Hi." He came shooting in that, and I came shooting past him. He like,
oh shit! That's what I said. I was like, oh shit! And I looked down, Chuck scratching down the field. I'm like, oh god.
You got in the end zone?
No, you just let me tell you what happened.
I ain't getting that chicken box. That defense was crazy though.
I had already thought I was there.
Yeah, you did.
So I let up. Next thing I know, I look back.
31.
Kenny Phillips on me.
31 coming.
God, come on, man.
Nah, 31 was different.
Me and Kenny went on the ride to the one.
Yeah, 31 was different.
We went on the ride to the
and
one.
they didn't score.
We didn't score. He stopped us.
Just know that now.
We did get a safety after
they
that.
Did.
And that was the only points of the game. We lost 16-2.
Yeah, they did.
It happened.
They did. But after the game, everybody knew me.
Yeah.
Like, so the Cass City team gone.
They walking off
the field. I'm stuck in the middle of the field like, hey, boy,
like, what are you doing?
Right? And I was like, man, I can't even come my dog down, man. And I was catching the bus. I was standing in the sub.
Yeah.
So, and the crazy thing about that, like I used to be beefing with the other side of the sub because you're getting fighting and everything else. So I used to be carrying a hammer to school. You feel me? Cause just to protect myself. So I was in fear of my life. So I had to make sure that I was safe. And Coach Frazier knew too. Like Coach Frazier took a liking to me because he knew what I was dealing with. But yet I still made a commitment to make it to practice. You know what I mean? Every morning, he was real about discipline. to the point where like you had to be there before 7:30. If you ain't signed in, you weren't playing that week. And
yeah, Rick said that on the other part.
Yeah, he ain't care. He really ain't care who you were at all. Matter of fact, he ain't even like Kenny our 9th grade year. He hated Kenny at our 9th grade year because Kenny ain't used to dress out and weight training. And he like, man. I think he ended up calling Kenny Mont, his parents, them, and got them together because Kenny used to play basketball too. So he ain't really mess with bro like that, man. But they became close. And Coach Frazier he took I'm talking about a deep liking to me because we used to have a conversation just based off of life. And he used to tell me, man, and you know, we'll get into that. But when I went to prison, like I heard his voice, and one thing that he always told me, he was like, man, Lawson, man, you a deer. I'm like, I'm a deer. I see that. Look at you. You just called me a deer. Nigga, I don't know what to do with that. Yeah. He was like, let me break that down to you. He said, what I mean is, you just like a deer. You get caught up in the headlights. Anytime you see trouble, you don't run away from it. You get caught up in it. Yeah. He was like, man, you got to fix that, man. You going to whine. Everything he said ended up happening, but he always poured into me, man. Him and Coach Barnwell, shout out to Coach Barnwell, them, like, they knew my adversity that I was overcoming. So there was some real strict individuals, but they was fair. I'm gonna say that, man. They ain't let me fall by the wayside for the most part, bro. But I was moving to running back my sophomore year, and when I was moving to running back my sophomore year, like it was becoming difficult because I was staying. God bless my cousin Christopher Scruthers. I was staying with him.
Shout out to R.I.P. Stro, man.
R.I.P. Stro. I was staying with Stro and my auntie in Edison Apartments. So I used to catch the bus. I mean, we used to ride the box Chevy from Cass City all the way to Western, from the city all the way to Cass City. It was just getting sticky, and then. My Crump ended up coming back into the picture, and he had bought a house over right around the corner from Central. So he was like, man, just move with me. So I moved with Crump. And you know, the process was different. I had to be at the house, like, because they used to have to come check your address and all that.
Yeah.
So, you remember that?
Yeah.
So, like, they just send a person out to make sure you lived at the address that you said you stayed at. And Coach Fields was my cousin Marcus Daniels played. Everybody that I knew played there, so I knew I was going to end up eventually being a Rock boy regardless. And
we just got robbed the year before. Just go ahead and say that.
Yeah.
We got robbed.
Yeah, but we
took 5 games away from us. We were supposed to. That'd have been the first Central State team.
Yeah, for sure. So them people was phenomenal. Like, I was at Cass City. They beat us 12-2. Yeah, one of the best defenses in the state, and they was real, boy. But nonetheless, I knew I fit the mold. I had the dreads, you know what I'm saying? I had the goals. I looked like
you was a Rocket.
I looked like Courtney. I looked like Marcus. I looked like Dale. I looked like I belong where I was a belong guy. When people in Cass City, they were born pretty boys. You know what I mean? They mamas wasn't letting them wick they had up. You
totally different vibe.
So a totally different injury. So I finally, boom, I ended up transferring in. When I transferred in, I already knew I was home though. You know what I mean? Like, y'all boys was there. Yeah. You wasn't there yet. You was coming up.
Yeah, I was coming.
Yeah, you was coming, boy. You was coming for real.
Yeah.
Like, you a special kid. Like, nobody ain't want to believe it. I tried to tell them.
Well, we did try to tell them. We was forewarning them about it.
Tried to tell them. And when I got there, man, they lied to me. I'm going to just say that. You know this. They told me that they was going to let me play both ways. They said, we're going to let you play running back and linebacker. Yeah. I was like, I can do that.
That sounds enticing.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gone.
Yeah.
Spring come, they let me play a little bit of running back. I was jumping it every time I touched it. And then that thing, you know, they like, we're going to keep you at linebacker.
Yeah,
like,
strictly defense.
And then, like, how the kids could just transfer whenever they feel like it.
It wasn't like that back then.
It wasn't like that. So if you stayed and you tried to transfer, you was going to miss a year.
Yeah.
So this was going into my junior year. So if I had to transfer, I would have missed my senior
year. You sat out that whole year.
And that ain't something that I needed to do. But nonetheless, though, man, I put that 5 on, and I became Superman. I put that S on my chest at the end of the day.
You was rocking with that 5.
Oh, yeah. And I wanted a number that nobody else had. I was going to make that number legendary and then pass it on to somebody else that was legendary. That was my mindset through and through. Like, Number 1 was Nuke.
Yeah.
Number 2, De La. Number 4 was Najee.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm finna go in the Hall of Fame with 5.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen 5 get live, so
Yeah.
that's the number I want. I'm gonna get that. Theo tried to steal it though.
Yeah. He ended up stealing my number.
Yeah, he ended up stealing 7, but I
yeah,
still my dog though.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Theo, man.
Yeah, man. Theo Vision.
Yes, sir.
Little guy. Big heart. You know what I mean?
But like I said, when I met you, I was in the 9th grade.
Yeah,
you was in 11th grade.
Yeah.
Tarzan was full and alive.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Full of fat.
Yeah.
Full of fat.
Yeah.
Man, he can't
I was
walk.
breaking
He
face,
can't
man.
walk through the hall.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna bring that up, but he can't walk through
You
the
can,
hall.
you can.
He can't walk. That's
They-
Tarzan. That's all you hear, boy.
Teachers
Like,
and all.
Yeah.
School police and all.
Yeah.
Everybody was getting it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's young. That's them. You know. You like you deal with that type of energy.
yeah. When you young, and all that. When you the guy too, you
Yeah.
know. But like we got a chance to play a full season with each other. When I was in the 10th grade, you was in the 12th grade.
I vouch for you.
And
In 9th grade, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I did too.
You
As soon
did.
as he
When I
came
moved
up
from
watched-
JV.
Yeah, for JV.
I wasn't having it.
Yeah.
So like you gotta look at the future, and y'all had some gangsters to run. Oh,
Yeah.
Y'all
That
was,
that JV team was stacked.
It was.
I can't lie. Yeah, Big
Cadet,
Maul on that team. Shout out
Maul.
to Trench Maul.
Yeah, Trench Maul,
Yeah.
boy. So I'm like, man, we got some guys that can help us now.
Yeah,
the
right
guys
now.
that I got
Right now.
on the squad, I really don't like them. Like,
Yeah.
they pretenders. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But but naturally, I remember coming to watch y'all play and watching
We stopped
you.
practicing one time just to
That's-
watch them
that's
boys
what-
play.
yeah.
Yeah.
I went over there and I'm watching this kid just get busy, and I was like, he better than our running back. And people used to ask me all the time, need to get in their feelings because it's familiar. Like again, no disrespect to Terry. Terry was nice. I was like, Gordon better. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, because they got the same thing, speed. But,
Yeah.
But Gordon got vision. You know what I'm saying? He just
Gordon run inside mode, too.
He could catch as a receiver. He got moves. Like Terry would just cut one cut and go.
He
He
go.
gonna get up out of there. But Gordon gonna give you some of everything. He gonna make you think, man. And I saw that as a 9th grader, his 9th grade year. I'm like, Coach, him.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I say he
gotta
was out Miami
I
Reggie
can tell a
Bush.
story. I can tell a story.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I
go
I think I
ahead.
know what story you for the
So
tell.
y'all get you a story. I get his story.
Yeah.
So we moved them up, Big Maul. I get like he move up. One of these guys. I ain't gonna say his name because I ain't trying to blast nobody.
I already think I
But
know.
a senior
I'll
guy.
say.
He talked. He was all mouth, man. And
He went to FAU.
Yeah. Cardell. I'm gonna call you out.
Cause y'all giving too much clues
Yeah,
anyway.
so Cardell was a senior.
Shout out to Cardell,
My
man.
yeah, shout out to
Guy.
Cardell, but I
But
bet
it did happen.
This happened.
It happened.
No lies told.
It did happen.
So we used to do inside run, and I hate people that just be rapping. I don't mind if you rapping, you can back it up.
Yeah.
But this guy couldn't really back it up at all. So but he was talking, y'all, you freshman boy.
Yeah, we
hey,
finna
this-
welcome y'all to varsity.
I'm
I'm
like, how you gonna welcome him to varsity?
Yeah.
You ain't even him. So I'm just like what I did with him. I blitzed in the wrong hole. I hit the wrong hole intentionally, boy, because inside run, it was kind of easy to figure out.
Yeah, because
right?
we only go in like so many places. So
There's not that many holes.
Yeah.
Like, I could fill a hole if I need be.
And I used to hate doing inside run against y'all boys.
I'm giving
boy.
headaches now. I'm gonna definitely give you a headache. But when his first carry, I heard the play, dive play. I was like, ooh, I'm finna blitz. I blitz and go ahead. I blitzed and turned around. And go
Just to
ahead.
watch it.
Just to watch what was gonna happen.
But
Because this dude talking crazy,
the
right?
crazy part before you get to it, Berg wasn't even gonna put him in.
Yeah, you right.
I had to tell Bird, I'm like, man, put the young boy in. He like that.
And this,
I'm like, what you moving him up for if you ain't gonna look at what you got? You got new toys.
Look how God worked. Now
Yeah.
this changed his life. Real talk. This what made them trust him. Cause Cardell, big mouth, senior, all that. This kid a freshman.
He a freshman.
And Gordon wasn't the size he is now.
Man, he was
just had real big
145
legs.
soaking wet.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he just had real big old legs.
145.
That boy hated the weight room. I'd be like, bro, lift weights, bro. You gotta lift weights, bro.
Yeah,
he would not lift weights to
Yeah.
save his life, but
Yeah.
he had power. That boy legs looked crazy.
What?
And I blitzed the wrong hole. Go and shoot past me. It was 1-on-1, him and Cardell. And all you heard was, matter of fact, I got this right here. This is Cardell because he's white.
Because he
And this is Gordon. I'm talking about lined up. Gordon, come you here. Bam!
It kept going.
Gordon stepped on his chest. And man, I'm in school. We gonna reverse now. Cardell on the ground dead. Going the man, life changing.
And I'm sitting there yelling. I told you. And
I said he's getting number 5. Like I don't care. And I told him right after that. I said, Jit, check this out, yo, bruh. You getting 5, you big 5. And that's why you hear me calling just the story behind me saying big 5.
Yep.
I told him at that moment, I told Coach them I had power back then too. So I told Coach them, I don't give a damn what y'all do. When I leave, put 5 on him, man. What number you were?
At 5.
Stop playing with me, man.
Yes, sir.
You stop playing with me.
Yeah. True story.
Manifest it, man.
True story.
True story.
Big fact.
You heard me? What's else, brother? What you got for me?
Well, okay. Like you say, we was talking like about your senior season, which was my 10th grade year, right? So you and Dino was captains.
Yeah, facts.
Right?
Facts.
And I ain't gonna lie, y'all boys pulled out the blueprint because y'all was the best leaders that I done played football, you know, since a shorty.
Yeah.
Never had leaders like y'all two boys was. Like Dino would come wake me up 5 o'clock in the morning. Whether we got school, whether we got
Facts.
2 days, whatever, 5 o'clock, we going on the beach, we running, we working out. Even game day, we'll go to whatever field we playing at, and we going through the routes. We going through what we gonna do here and on this part of the field. We gonna do X, Y, and Z. And you know, y'all, you get what I'm saying? When we come to practice and all that, like basically you demanded perfection from the whole team. You know what I'm saying? And then like
that was a stack team too.
Right. If it was like that Thursday before the game, he'll stand up at the end of practice, you know, at the end the coach is talking and like, yo, we for to go to, if Carol City and the West was playing,
going to that game.
Hey, we going to that game
jersey,
and we gonna wear this. Everybody gonna be unified. We gonna be sitting in this part of the stadium in the section. So if you come with your girl, whatever, we right here. You get what I'm saying? So I just want to know what like that leadership and that like brotherhood came from.
Again, it goes back to wanting a family, and football created a lot of family for me, man. And I never wanted to let my family down. One thing I can say about Carol City, we had a mantra, like, before you even crossed over the track, the mantra was I would not let my teammate down. So I carried that with me when I came to the Central, because I seen, you know, like the disarray and everything else, but I ain't care nothing about that.
My senior year was totally different, so we might as well just keep it funky. Like, it was nothing like your You had to get back to the old Rocket Power vibes, because we lost it my senior year. Like, truthfully, we didn't have the right leadership in place. We didn't have the right captains in place, but
I had to muscle my way in that year. You know what I'm saying? Because you had guys that pretended to be leaders. Like him. That's Gordon. Now I remember that's Gordon. That's the other guy. Like these guys were just fat mouths, right? And I was about action. I was about action on the field and off the field. So therefore, I demanded respect, but I also gave it. So therefore, I knew that if I wasn't no bully. I just was making us understand that all you gotta do is stick together. You know what I mean? Like no matter what, because we know how if you get caught slipping, especially back then, people want to jump on your head and all that stuff. But ain't nobody gonna do nothing when I'm rocking and we together at the end of the day. So like you ain't gotta feel alone. Ain't nobody gonna holler at your girl and none of that weird stuff, bro. Like bring that energy and we gonna protect each other, because if we can't protect each other off the field, how we gonna protect each other on the field? That don't even make sense. And if you want to be a single individual, then you need to go play for somebody else. It was just that simple. It wasn't. I was the captain of the team, and I took back seats and vouched for people and ran with the receivers instead of running with the running backs and the linebackers. So it's action spoke louder than words for me. My mindset had always been like, make them outwork you. You know what I'm saying? Like if they outwork you, then it ain't no excuses. We shouldn't lose. You understand what I'm saying? But if I'm bullshitting, then they gonna bullshit. So I wasn't about bullshitting. You feel me? And after those talks that I had with Coach Frazier, I knew I wanted to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, his senior year, I knew it was games that we shouldn't have lost. We shouldn't have lost it, like North Miami Beach. Oh, man. You went off in that game. That crazy play, look it up. My boy jumped a fake point and went crazy. And they were cussing me out all on the film. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm finna score a touchdown. That boy broke like 9 tackles on that play. In one play. I'm sitting there looking like, what? I went to tackle one player in that game because a player didn't want to play, and then Bird blew a timeout. I snapped on him. I'm like, I know the play, man. I know everybody's position. Like, I knew the whole playbook. Yeah, you did. You blowing timeouts right now. And we lost them people with 11 strong. Yeah, man. They played both ways. But they had discipline. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that comes from practicing in 163rd parking lot.
Exactly. Like them people were consistent with just hard work and consistent. And I think that's what a lot of inner city schools tend to fall short at. Like we always have talent, but it's the inconsistencies of the camaraderie, right? And just saying, man, whatever we got, we rocking with. You feel me? And that's kind of like how the day and age that we living in now. Is the kids be everywhere, just everywhere. Like they run. Like, nah, you gotta build camaraderie. If you build camaraderie, then you got something to work with. If you go to trying to Bluetooth all this other bullshit, we don't know these people. We gotta know each other, and the only way we get to know each other, we stick together. You remember we used to go to Voodoo Lounge together.
Yeah.
We used to go to the skating ring together. No matter where we went, we stuck together. Nigga Ronald, I thought Ronald went to Central at one point. That nigga be like,
Bob was always there with
Rob. I used to want Rob. I mean, Rob, come play for us, man. Cause we used to train with Coach Murphy them.
Yeah.
And on the weekends, we trained together. So you see certain individuals that you just got it.
Yeah.
And it ain't on you, is really in you, right? The it factor is you could just like, this person isn't gonna show up. You know what I mean? Other people talking about showing up, this person gonna show up. So when we would have these unmandatory meetings and practices, this is who you was gonna ride with. You know what I mean? Because if we could do dumb shit together, fighting all this, why we can't do this together?
Yeah.
Why we can't love each other and protect each other from getting into fights and all this other stuff? You feel me?
Yeah, because we most definitely got into a fight.
Yeah, I heard.
And it was a team fight.
I heard.
We stuck together.
It was a
Stuck
team fight,
together.
though. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So we most definitely was here.
And that was and guess what? That was our demise.
Yeah.
Because that was a distraction.
Yeah.
Limited distractions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the person that y'all was fighting.
I don't even want to bring it up.
I mean, because like I said, that was a state team. That team was stacked.
Yeah.
And when I left, I said, if y'all don't go to state, it's because of the coaches.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I truthfully, wholeheartedly believe and feel that's why y'all ain't win state that year.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely like, again, we started feeling ourselves because we were smacking people.
Yeah.
And we were doing it impressively.
Yeah.
So like people like that.
I shut the almighty Carol City out.
Fame is fame.
Yeah.
And you talking about before social media, we were famous.
Could you imagine if we had social media back then?
We were
famous.
Oh my God.
I ain't pay for nothing.
Yeah.
Like real talk, no exaggeration.
Blowing everything
Like I used to shake
out,
people's
bro.
hand at the end of games, and it was $100,
Coming in,
$200,
yeah.
$300. What we talking about? I ain't have to work because they paid for everything. That
One day we coming to school with new shoes.
Everybody, like all you had to do is go shake hands.
Yeah.
Cause we beating them by 20.
So I got a question real quick.
Go ahead.
So I want to speak to your leadership, right? 'Cause
Okay.
Like you said, I didn't go to Central, but this man used to come get me, to
Yep.
come work out, and be like, "Hey, we gotta stay consistent. We gotta do all that." So going through your trials and tribulations, you know what I mean, and growing up with you, no lie, you couldn't tell that you was going through something.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? You always had a smile on your face. You always had work ethic, and you always was a true leader. I know Coach Frazier installed certain things in you, but what made you keep that mindset of, hope that it's going to get greater later, you going to stay consistent at what you was working at and things like that?
I made a promise to my grandmother.
Okay.
Like, I promised my grandma. Like, so in my family, nobody graduated before me.
Okay, so
Like,
you were first.
Yeah, I was the first. Like, you know what I'm saying? All my family went to Central and stuff. So, I promised her that I'm gonna make our family name mean something. You know what I mean? And I tend to like to keep my promises. If I fall short, something happened. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't because I'm gonna do what I need to do to make it happen. Like I don't like to fail the people that I love at the end of the day. You feel me? Maybe it's a disconnect somewhere or whatever. I used to be super aggressive with my love, so people take my love, you know what I mean, the wrong way. But I really care about people that care about me. You know what I mean? Again, it goes back to that family element. So I always wanted to be consistent with just being a good person. You know what I mean? Like, whatever that means. I might not have with the riches and all that, but you could say you can count on me. It was the little things for me, right? If you needed me to show up when you wanted to cry, I'm going to be there. If you just wanted to talk, I'm going to be there. If you needed me to go whoop somebody because you couldn't beat them, you ain't have to say that, but I can feel it. I'm dead serious, though.
I know.
You know how, remember that term back in the days, you'd be like, oh boy, take my lightweight. Like, nigga, that nigga ain't light.
Yeah.
But I got you, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I done had all this transpire because, again, like, my form of love was action, you know what I mean? Like, people do monetary things and stuff. Stuff ain't matter to me. Us. this matters. Even to this day, it matters. You know what I mean? Like, again, no matter what, this took a month in the making, but it don't matter when God allows us to be in the presence of Him, which is right now. We're wanting to agree. We're agreeing on great stuff. I had to be here. You know what I mean? Because, like I just said, like, we in this beautiful facility that came from y'all spirit. You know what I mean? Like, that's amazing to me because I always seen that. Like, no matter what it is, y'all know this for Section 104.
Yeah.
Like, before Section 104, Chuck ran FanIt.
Yeah.
Like, when people understand, Chuck set up the FanIt account on Facebook and all that, man. Like,
a lot of people don't know that.
Nah.
We don't talk on that either. So.
But we can, though, because people need to understand what a brotherhood looks like, what love looks like. You know what I'm saying? That's y'all key element is always love, right? So therefore, like, you have to. That's an action. You know what I mean? So like, it came with an action. You telling me what you want to do? Well, I can help you do it by being there for you, being there with you. So whether it be practice, whether it be weight training, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, just sitting there watching film, whatever it gotta be, just about pouring into you, like, bro, you raw. Him before the West game. Before the West game.
On your senior?
My senior year.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, Jit,
I miss that.
I need you.
I miss your whole senior season. I ain't gonna lie, I was in school.
Listen to me. I knew he was going, like, I was looking into his eyes and I told him, man, I was like, bro, this is going to be your game, bro. I need you, bro.
Because you had one a year previous. You had a game, you went crazy in the West game.
You heard me?
Yeah.
So now I'm like, you could just, like, you could feel it. You know what it feels like.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, this your game, boy. This going to be a back and forth game, but you going to be the guy. And I be goddamn, man, I watched this kid just go crazy.
He gave it to them people.
200-300 yards, you know what I'm saying? MVP, PS4, PS5, they were looking out here. What about PlayStation?
They gave me a computer.
Yeah. We'll take it. You know,
I ain't gonna lie, the West coaches still talk about him to this day. How he killed them.
As they should, because if it wasn't for it, right? You know what I mean? Like everybody was, you know, the West. Good team, good program. So they was keying on our receivers and everything else, but they slept on our run game because they slept on him because they thought Terry had got.
That's who they was
Terry had broke his wrist in the Coral Ridge game.
Like
I scored on the
third, fourth game of the season. Yeah.
So he had to step up.
Yeah.
And this was gonna be his breakout game. You could just feel it, and man, it's that though. Like being able to look each other in the eyes and say, bro, you got it. You know what I mean? Like, even with you got it. Like, don't never to get it. It's all the same. It's football. It's life, bro. And we can understand life, bro, because we've already experienced a lot of life. So don't let, just because this is a different environment, change. And that's always been my mentality because I've been in so many different environments. It's like, it's all the same no matter what hood I'm in. You got flawed cats here. You got Shones here. You got great people there. Like, them out of town, anytime. It's all the same. So once you grasp that concept of everything's the same, then I can see your spirit. I know traits, right? You got this trait, you got this trait, you got this trait. All right, well, then I just need to understand what you want to do with it. So this is what you want to do. I'm going to remind you of it every time I see you. You know what I mean? So that's where it comes from, bro. Just like, I wanted the same energy, and we always gave each other that same energy of motivation. So it's not even just me. It's the things that we saw in each other. Again, coming to your house, man. Your house was amazing. I remember playing the game in your crib, bro. Like, I ain't out here.
All day, just.
This got a pool,
like. Eating all the snacks.
Like, this is a family loving, but this is what you attract, though. And so if I get attracted to this, then I know you got it. Because I don't be on no bullshit. So if I ain't on no bullshit, I know you ain't on no bullshit. You feel me? But if I see you on bullshit, as a brother, I have to, hey, what you got going on? Now, if you tell me you on some bullshit, I accept that. But if you can't acknowledge your bullshit, then I need to shake it up. You know what I'm saying?
Holding people accountable. You always did that. I ain't gonna lie.
Let's be the mirror. Let's be the mirror to each other, bro, because sometimes I can't see. Let's go.
Yeah. And so right now, at that time, like you said, you were in high school, right? You were selling in sports. You were selling in football. You graduate or whatnot. You were in college. But in between that time, somewhere in there, you fall victim to your environment.
Yeah. I fall victim to I fall victim to my own mindset, honestly.
Okay.
Like to
Speak on that.
So what I mean is like again now football was king to everybody else but me. I just was good at it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I really just wanted to build something other than I wanted to build a family for real. So I had a kid early. I was emotional as hell. I go to school. School was cool, but they wasn't doing what they supposed to do. So I was like, man, fuck them, turning to the streets. I was always good at that too. So when I was at FAM, they'll tell you I ran FAM. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, like real life ran FAM. And then I was like, but I want to do better. So when I came back, that's when we started going back to Coach Murphy. We go to Coach Murphy camp. Coach Murphy was at Alabama State. I go to Alabama State. I balled out. I'm snapping. I'm the only freshman starting. You feel me? Because I'm the only freshman starting. We playing against Troy. We playing against Memphis. I'm starting. I'm really balling out. And then I listened to some other people. You feel me? And they like, oh, what if you get caught? I'm like, I got cleared through the clearinghouse, but you don't know. You feel me? You ain't got the right guidance. So I listened to them. That shit just went left. So after that, I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna just take care of my family because I ended up getting married early. I got married early, you feel me? And I still was in the streets, and my wife wanted me to turn over a new leaf and find God and everything else, you feel me? Because I used to have choppers and everything everywhere.
Hey,
so I was like,
we was in the streets, you gotta have it.
so she like, you need to do this, and I did that. Or then people ask for stuff, but they don't be ready for the outcome because the outcome don't be the income no more.
Yeah.
So now it was pressure, and I didn't know how to handle that. You feel me? So I just was like, man, like vices, women, I was getting busy. You heard me? Like it was easy mingling with them and cashing out with them, getting checks over here, getting checks over there. So I was using what I got, you know what I'm saying, to get what I wanted.
Yeah.
And at the
one of Ronnie's famous hoe quotes.
Yeah, using what I got to get what I want, bro. So that's what I was on. Yeah. So I was in the streets, but I was a gigolo, all type of shit, and that shit ain't work. That shit destroyed my family. So that fucked up. So I really turned to the streets. I crunk up. So when I crunk up, I always knew I was smart. So when I anything that I do, I'm gonna do it to my fullest potential. So I got into financial crimes. Like I was like, man, I ain't finna go to jail for selling dope. They get too many years for that. Yeah. But if I do this,
just some white collar crime.
I'm gonna do a white collar crime. I'm gonna touch me $1 million. You know what I'm saying? And I went crazy, you heard me? But not only did I get, again, building a team, not that only did I get crazy, I went to every hood and every dude that I fucked with that wanted to be on, not the one that thought they wanted to be on, the one that was living like that, I put them on, which is why I could go in every hood and still be me because I used to have so many phones, I used to just give them away to people that ain't have phones. You know what I mean? Just looking out. But it was still my form of love, but it was bad though, man. But it was a blessing though. Like you like your journey is the blessing, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In that present moment, it was everything. But I also knew I was gonna go to prison. Yeah. Because I could hear Coach Frazier's voice. I could feel it in my spirit. My dog used to be telling me I'm paranoid. When they came, nigga, like, what the fuck? Nigga, you called them on yourself?
You're paranoid for a reason though. Like you had that feeling inside. Yeah. So do you feel like being outside of football and not having that structure that led you to going more fully into that street life? Because it's easy to get distracted and to get into that.
Because you have, this is like what I tell the kids, right? This is how you have mental breakdowns, right? G shit. Like you have these people that, like, again, let's go back to what I said. After every game, we know we could shake everybody's hand and be up. We be thousandaires, you know what I'm saying? By the end of the walk. Now them people don't love you no more. People throw you to the side. Now you paying for shit. So that's mental unstable, like no mental stability at that point because you just went from sugar to shit just like that overnight. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, y'all thought you all this love.
Was love.
I was the best thing since sliced bread. I'm still him. Like you don't see me. So these kids deal with that, with like, especially now with all these handlers. You got all these people pretending to love these kids so they can get a checkup off them or rise up off them. Especially with the social media platform that we have, you got damn coaches wanting to be more seen than the damn players. Yeah. Like so, it's a weird, sticky situation because when these kids go off to school and they've been told all their life, and then now they start hearing no's, they don't know how to deal with that. Yeah. So I was one of those people that ain't know how to deal with that neither. You feel me? Because I was used to hearing yeah, or figuring out. And then I'm like, well, I ain't hearing yells no more. I'm gonna create my own yells.
Yeah.
And that's how that kind of came about, man. But honest to God, truth, man, prison saved my life, man. God saved my life. Prison ain't saved my life. God sitting me down saved my life because I was able to hear. I was able to listen. And then you able to listen, not hear, because you could hear all the music outside, but we ain't listening to it. We listen to each other.
Right.
So I was able to listen to the teachings, and that's when FanIt came about. When I was in prison, I actually started FanIt in prison. Like I turned that shit into a summer camp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big ass summer
But
camp.
what was your mindset in prison? Like you sitting
When I first got there?
Yeah.
I was suicidal.
Nah.
Yeah.
I swear. On everything I love, bro. Like that shit would drive me crazy.
And that's crazy because I wouldn't think a person like you, a strong person like you,
Yeah.
like I say, a leader.
I was just finna say that.
Like you
Suicidal,
would
dog.
I would never expect. I didn't even expect for you to even go down that road.
Yeah.
Just because of the person that I knew you were to be.
Facts.
That was like when people was like, "Oh, I was in jail." I'm like, "Ain't no damn way."
Right.
I just seen always playing football.
Yeah.
Facts.
So it was
I made it to the arena league. All this. Facts.
it was surprising to me, and it kind of like hurt me as a friend. Like, dang, like what I could have did to help my
prevent
friend.
that,
yeah.
Like you feel what I'm saying? So going through that transition, it just like they ain't even hear those stories about you being in jail.
Yeah,
That's, like,
but God placed you in those places for a reason,
Yeah.
because even when I was in there, I was still office.
Yeah.
I still helped a lot of people in there. Like you think you're supposed to be there, but you got to be where your feet are, and that's what I learned throughout the process. Because just because I'm in this environment, don't mean that I have to adapt to it, right? Most people would say, "Oh, you gotta adapt." I ain't adapting to shit, and I had to, but I started doing therapy in there because, like I said, I became suicidal, bro. I was super aggressive. I tell you, I used to be in that bitch bugging, boy. What on one? Whatever you thinking, I'm on with whatever you. I don't give a damn about Chicos, Haitians, Cubans, none of that. Ain't nobody finna tell me what to do.
Yeah.
The guards, they'll tell you. I ain't play with guards. I ain't play with wars. I ain't play with respect, love, and understanding. That's all we need. So that's all I demanded when I was in there. Like I'm still a man. I used to always tell him, "Hey, yo, you know I got a release date.
Yeah.
I bag your ass." Like, you know what I mean? Talking crazy, but I hold a grudge back then. On your ass, boy. You already know I was in practice.
Yeah.
Like they talking crazy, like they gonna do something to me. Man, I'm gonna break your face mask. So that's what I was on. That happened. Real life. Broke face mask, cracked shell. That transpired, but that was that energy. But once I learned how to control I read a book, Emotional Intelligence, by Daniel Goleman. My homeboy Pimp gave it to me, man. That shit changed my life. It showed me to just deal with my emotions and stop worrying about everybody else's. So like you always think people thinking about you. People think about themselves too. So like if you having a bad moment, right? Not day, but you having a bad moment, I gotta know that ain't geared towards me. You probably just got off the phone with somebody and heard some bad news. You probably got off the computer. You ain't get your visit. So I started using those tools that I learned in that book in prison, and it changed the environment. Niggas was crying when niggas was leaving home. Niggas was throwing parties. It was lit, like real talk. And I started a program. In the, you know what I'm saying, business program. I used to be in there by myself at first, you know what I'm saying, business venture capitalist. I met a millionaire dude in there named Jesus Rodriguez. He was gonna get his ass smacked. I saved him. Real talk, bro. Yeah, they were gonna bag his ass, cause he was an easy lick. He was rich. He like they were finna run through him, but I had let them know like this is my man, this is my guy. So I got him out of the kitchen and hollered at the warden and cause the prisoners teach everything in there. So I had him teach. I talked to my main man in the library, told him to get him out of there. The next day, he was up there, and I said, all you gotta do is keep your promises, teach the business class.
Yeah.
And I used to be the only one in there for a while. Then we started doing Shark Tanks and shit, and it went from me to 85 people in that class, to the point where there's 112 people in my unit. 85 of them had their own business by the time they got out. They started bringing other organizations in to teach us, you know what I mean, how to structure our businesses, things of that nature. So I already had my mindset, and I also knew that I was gonna have to cut a lot of bullshit out and cut a lot of people out.
But you was ready to hit the ground running when you got out.
You already know. What I used to be in upstairs saying, yo.
He definitely was hitting the ground running when he came home, for sure.
Yo, FanIt.
Super focused.
And I'm glad you spoke to that. You spoke to how your mindset was and what got you up out that mindset. Cause so many of these kids right now, like you say, living that life, getting those $200 and $300 handshakes. And right now with the NIL, they're getting $300,000 handshakes.
And you don't know how to manage that money. And you got these people. You don't. All right, let me say this. kids, you don't need these agents, man. You already gonna get this bad. Parents, you've been managing your kids all their lives. Get off your ass and understand. All you gotta do is read, bro. Yeah. All you gotta do is beat up. All you gotta do is negotiate the deal and say that my kid is worth this and not that. You don't need these people, no matter if they white, black, or in between, to be signing your life over to them. They should be paying you. You don't need them. Stop being lazy. You being lazy, and that's the problem right there. As a people, we could dominate full force, but you gotta get off your ass. Stop thinking about your fucking self. Stop worrying about fucking going to the club all the fucking time. Stop worrying about being with your sorry ass friends all the time, and get to know. Stop passing your kids off. They need you.
People,
they need you. That's why if that shit don't work, they lose themselves, and you try to get them back, and you give up on them too. All you gotta do is beat up. Just beat up. Just figure it out. You figured it out this far. You can figure it out later. You can figure it out now. Start learning about it now. Start educating yourself on it now. Stop thinking that your child ain't it. Stop letting somebody else tell you who your child is when you already know. You already know. So be there for these kids, man. Be better parents. I don't give a fuck if your mama not there, your daddy not there, all that shit. You got one parent, that parent need to do it. If you got a grandma, you need to do it. You got an auntie that really care, y'all do it. Teamwork, camaraderie, man. Camaraderie is everything, man. A village. Get back to the village mindset. And I promise you'll get back to capitalizing and stop worrying about the bullshit. The bullshit is going to sink us, man. That's poking holes in the boat. Wake up.
They giving us an opportunity to become our own. So y'all better take it.
To create
and
generational
a lot of knowledge out there.
So I want to speak to the fact of you starting FanIt, right?
Yeah.
Because like I said, when you first came home, you used to not only talk, but actions spoke louder than words. Facts. You was actually in it. And it been through different phases. You started out with a summer camp. Yeah. Then you transitioned to photography. Yeah. So it's been different levels. Speak to the levels of you growing the business to where you at right now.
I wrote all this. I wrote the whole plan down in prison because this is what God gave me a mission to do. Right? Like people think that. Like they always think that like I'm competing against somebody when I'm not. I'm not competing against nobody. They'll tell you that.
It's funny that you say that. I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. Like they think like we were in competition at once. Like, Section 104 was in competition with FanIt, not knowing we won. Like it's crazy, but
because you know I'm glad you said that though, because again that can contest to what God's will is, right? Because He told me to create something, and then I've been cool all my life. I ain't even asked for this shit. So I knew that if I created something and did it in a manner and everybody knew me from this and then they see me do this, they been with me, they can do the same thing. And I'm going to give you the game if you ask for RTB, 305 Sports, Section 1. It don't matter who it is. I don't care. This is not for me. Like, I'm only here for a little while, right? So therefore, long as the kids, the mindset has always been for take care of the future. God wanted me to create situations where people could say, I can't count your pocket. I don't care nothing about the money. The money ain't never mattered to me. It was the situations of making sure that these kids had the right exposure. They had something that I know they deserved. You know what I mean? So rather it be counts, rather be I'm all stock. I see it, I could do it. I'm gonna go talk to somebody. I talked to Cole Mario. Shout out to Cole Mario. Cole Mario was a mentor of me when I was younger, and he also was a guy. He had the all day game, and I seen it was a lot on him, and I asked him a few things, and I'm like, I'm gonna turn into this. I got with the dude Frank Tucker. You know what I'm saying? He came up to me in the stands one day. He was a white boy. I know I needed a white face. I ain't never trust him. I just used him like I know they'll use me. Let's just be transparent. It's the first time you're gonna hear this. Don't care about nobody's feelings. All these guys, I knew they was blood suckers, but at the same time, the kids was gonna see through it anyways. You know what I'm saying? But I knew that they thought white was right? So therefore, I would use them to do certain things and create certain opportunities for the kid, because it was never about me. I ain't care nothing about none of that stuff. I just wanted the kid to have a great atmosphere. These people care about popularity, fucking women, they love money. Y'all marks. To be honest, man, y'all lucky God saved me, because
They ran into a different you, it'd be a different story.
They won't even be here, and that's just transparent. But again,
you might not be here either.
Yeah, but that's that's God's will. That's why He took me on the journey that He took me on to even create. Y'all look at your wrist right now.
I was just gonna ask you about that.
Like it's levels. You know what I mean? You scan these, I create the platform, man, like a digital platform for the youth to follow their career from the beginning to the end. Teach them how to make money. All y'all need to get y'all kids on FanIt. All y'all need to use the platform. You can put all your 24/7, you can put your huddle, you can put your highlights, your YouTubes on there, so you can have it. You're going to get rated. We're going to have our accounts. We're going to do everything to make sure you get seen, you get the exposure. Girls, boys, swimming. Because why? Who know better than us? They don't know better than us, bro. They just taking a check. We actually know. So it's controlled by the people. It's family and neighbors improving talent. As long as we work together as a family and we neighbors to each other, then guess what? We know how to improve talent because we've lived this life already. So we ain't got time to be trying to fake and trick and be on all that foolishness. One thing people will tell you, I've never taken advantage of the role or the position that God has placed me in. I ain't out here trying to fuck on people, mamas. Kids have a safe haven so they can have a place to say, man, at least I got one person that love me. You know what I mean? And then you know what my mission was? They payment was do the same. When you get in position to do the same thing I do for you, you better do it.
Yeah.
They eating my house out. You know what I mean?
You used to have a lot of kids over there. Like it was like you had JoJo.
Everybody, JoJo, JJ. You see how you got all these dudes posting these kids acting like they. I didn't make these kids. I just provided a safe space for them. No matter what, no matter how they want to view it, you got these predators and pedophiles out here just take advantage of these kids. I ain't want nothing for it. Christopher Smith will tell you. Anybody, Vincent Shea was that like all these people done been in my house, and I never asked for nothing for them, but for them to work out and give me they all.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So the only thing I ever cared about is the same thing that we've been talking about from the beginning. Family, bruh. Giving each other our all and making sure that we can make, because I'm not here to coattail you and ride your coattail. I'm here to light a fire up under your ass and set you on fire so you can, whatever you do.
You shoot up out of here.
Come on now, rocket, take off like a rocket. You see it on my dog chest?
Hey, long live foe, y'all know it is. Big foes.
Big foes, truly, man. So that's what it's all about, though. Always creating an environment where these kids could just be better, right? Creating situations so they could get better. And then people gonna copycat world, right? They gonna do the same thing. They think they competing against me. I don't care nothing about you moms, bro. Because I just told you I've been doing this forever. And I ain't scared to do that, but I save lives. I don't take them no more. You feel me? So my mindset is always to be, man, just as long as you ain't hurting the kids, I don't care nothing about it, man. But a lot of people are hurting these kids, man. That's why parents do better, please. I need y'all to just wake the fuck up, man. Like, y'all kids are great, man. Put them in position to win. Put them around better people. Stop chasing popularity. Stop chasing bullshit, bro. Like, these people are suckers, man. And you know they suckers because they vultures. Vultures just hover around looking for the dead meat. That's why they wanna, because the moment them kids can't do nothing, they can't come back and stay in their house. I got kids to this day still come over. I got kids to this day still call me. I got kids to this day that I still look out for. And I care not to say none of their names. Because at the end of the day, that's what God, the position that God has placed me in to be there for them. And that's a blessing. That's a blessing within itself.
Yeah. That's and FanIt be everywhere, right?
Truly, boy.
So, like, you adopted one of our favorite teams that we done came up on this year, which is the
Lady Raiders.
Yeah, them girls.
Shout out to the Lady Raiders, man. Coach Vince Hall, Coach Ken.
Yes, sir.
Coach Mikey.
Yeah, all my girls, I did a short documentary on them.
I was going to ask you about the documentary and the two-part question again.
Go ahead.
The documentary, what made you want to make the documentary on them, and also the Florida Memorial trip that y'all took to visit.
Yeah, the visit.
So talk a little bit about that.
So man, at the end of the day, the boys always get love. So I named the girls need love too. Like people, I got into flag football before it was popular. Yeah. Like I got into it because I started promoting the girls then. You know what I'm saying? I got with my homegirl, them Girls to Women. Like they reached out to me and I reached out to them and told them that I would help them and I would get with them and we started they first I sponsored one of their first annual girls flag football games. And I fell in love with them. Then my daughter played flag football her freshman year, so it was only right that I support. So I used to have the girls that the people know that. Like the girls used to be training at that.
Working out too.
They used to be at the crib working out too.
I used to see it.
You feel me? Yeah. So like it was me just showing love and letting, because the girls, you have power. Remember, the boys are looking to impress you. take back your power. If you do right and stop right, cause y'all losing yourself too with all this fighting and bullshit, man. Y'all demeaning yourselves, and y'all don't have to do that. All y'all gotta do is keep being beautiful, amazing women. Use y'all minds and not y'all bodies. And I promise you, boy, you gonna make them hold you at a higher standard, because they just want to get their little willies wet. Keep it from them. I bet they start treating you different. Make them treat you with respect. I bet they start moving different. So we gotta work together. Yeah. If y'all work together and stay focused on y'all path, I tell my daughter this all the time. What type of man do you want? You want a man better than your father? You want a man that was like your old father? So you gotta think in that manner. You gotta understand what direction you want to see your life in, right? Because if you create an atmosphere of love, right, then they gonna have to love you. But you gotta start with loving yourself first. Yeah. So that's why the documentary was called Girls Need Love Too. I reached out to Florida Memorial, man, on a whim, like, hey, check this out. I got my girls flag football team over here, man. They all gangsters.
They like that.
You right? They all gangsters. So I want to. We could do invite their families, and Florida Memorial. I always been rocking with them since Coach Ice was over there. You know what I'm saying? So Coach Charles and all of the president. They just great men, and they want to turn the program. They want to create better situations for our people. So with that being said, I was like, you know what? Let's invite. I'm gonna do the documentary, and then we're gonna invite the girls here. And they got the younger girls, the babies from Liberty City.
They got Liberty City, the Lady Warriors. They had them out there too. So shout out to Liberty City flag team.
And now they getting ready to go to state.
Yeah.
So it's just a beautiful situation at the end of the day, man. This week they go to state, man, and it's God's will, bro. You just gotta trust God and know that. Be where your feet are. Be a man of your word. Follow through on your actions. And if you can't, you know what I'm saying, you just communicate that. Communicate anything. But one thing, God don't make mistakes. People do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, building this is everything for me. Like, watching them smiles on their faces, boys and girls and parents, it's the most priceless feeling ever. You know what I'm saying?
And I want to appreciate you, dog, because it's always a blessing talking to you. You always giving game. You always giving motivation. You get what I'm saying? And like I said earlier at the beginning, is a man of many names.
Yeah.
We done heard Arvis, we done heard Tarzan, we done heard Junior, all
Jamal.
that. You feel me? But we gonna finish it off on Mr. FanIt.
Yeah.
Wait, before we go, if you haven't seen the documentary, you could go catch it on FanIt.com. Sign up. Go watch the documentary, man. Yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's real nice. It got some of that Section 104 footage.
Yeah, you know, we made a cameo.
It got a lot of because again, they made a cameo, but also like it didn't take us no time to I just reached out like I want to make it more dynamic. My brother, he made a highlight for me. I was like, boy, you made my life easy. You know what I mean?
That boy said, man, you just sent me everything. I ain't even need to do nothing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what we gotta be for each other. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we should be a community.
We have to be a community if we really want to make change. We have to. We have to be a community, a real community. Fuck them soft ass politicians. They liars. They just like they bullshitters. They take money from those that just that pat their pocket. They don't care nothing about us. But we control the narrative. You see what's going on in Africa right now? That shit could go on right here in our own communities, man. Like, we got to get rid of them bullshit ass leaders, man, and lead by example. We got leaders, right? Use the right leaders and stop being misled.
Yeah.
And with that being said, Session 104, we out, man.
We out, yo.
Shout out to FanIt, man.
Hey! Wow, that shit was dope.